This is Anderson Penn's podcast episode 116 for Tuesday, August 12th, 2014. This is Brian.
This is Lisa.
This is the Anderson Penn's radio network.
Why were you laughing? You sounded surprised.
I'm just happy to be here.
Well, I'm thinking if you can ink it up, we can talk about it. So let's do it. We got a boatload of people in the chat. This is awesome. I love watching the chat. That's almost more fun, I think. The chat just has such a good time.
It is. So thanks for occupying yourselves while we took care of our technical difficulties.
It's always my computer. Brian's going to get me a new one.
I'm going to order you a new one, perhaps even this evening.
See, it's all just a big plot. I know enough to, mess with my computer so that you'll get frustrated with it, and then I'll just get a new one. Ta-da!
Yeah, that's fine. I've got it picked out, actually. I just need to order it. So.
Yeah, this baby's how old? 7, 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
So. I think so, yeah. I think it's time.
I think
cool.
But you know what time it is now?
It is talk about pen time.
It is.
It is. We have got some cool stuff to show off. I can't wait, including an empty box I brought home.
Yeah, so we're at the store this afternoon. We're like, okay, well, we got to bring home the stuff, and what are we bringing home to show on the podcast? And we go, we got to bring this, and this. We get this big pile of stuff, and about 30 seconds ago, Lisa says, "Okay, I'm ready." And she holds up the box and she opens it, and it's empty.
Oops.
That's going to be on next week. Anyway, Washington D.C. show. Let's fire it off right away. We left on Wednesday night.
We left Wednesday night. It was actually the first time I'd had the car packed early. I've always waited until the very last minute because we had the store open and it was up until recently just me. But I had the car packed before coffee break.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
I had the car packed in the morning, and then ran home, took a shower because it was pretty gross. Just a lot of in and out. It was a warm day, and I wanted to get cleaned up. Dave had a haircut, came back, and we just took care of some small things at the store, and we were on the road at 5:30. 5:30. We were actually
out of the driveway.
I thought it was before then, but. Anyway, we drove straight through, and we got into D.C. to the hotel right about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern, right? So
in the morning, which for us is really pretty, really pretty early. Last year we didn't get in until after dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. So we get to the hotel, and of course they can't get us our room unless we want to pay them $25. And so we say, well, I tell you what, is it okay? Lisa says, is it okay if we can sleep in the parking lot until it's ready? They say, oh, well, I guess we can get you in at 11. So we took a nap in the car.
Yeah, I guess they just don't want it to look like we're homeless in the, camping out in the parking lot, but. We had a reservation. Just let me in an hour early. Come on now.
Yeah. So we got in. What did we do? We got in and we took a nap for 3 hours.
Oh, it was heaven. It was very nice.
Took a nap. And the room was at like 62 degrees. It was
very cold.
It was really cold, and I kept pumping the thing up, and yeah, it was just. It's no wonder they charge what they charge. They're doing it at 62 degrees.
It was fine. We took a nap, and then we went over to the hotel.
Yeah, and that was so by that time it was about 3 o'clock, 3:30.
Yeah, something like that.
Started unloading. Got our. Actually, Jimmy was there. Jimmy Dolov, right? Because we borrowed his cart.
Yep.
And Tim Pearson was starting to set up, and we love Tim. And so we borrowed Jimmy's cart, and we got it done in 2 trips.
That was really nice to be able to only make a couple trips together, and normally if we can make it in 4 trips, that's good. Sometimes about every other time it takes 5 trips, and these are 5 really loaded trips. lots and lots of boxes. And this stuff is heavy.
Hmm. So what did we do then? I'm trying to think. We got we got everything sorted out, started to get the grid set up, and then did we eat? What did we do then? People started kind of slowly streaming in, but there wasn't a whole lot of people setting up.
Well, it was the first time that Bob Johnson had actually let several people set up. Generally, at the bigger shows, obviously this is one of the biggest. The people on the outside know where they're going to be, and most of the bigger vendors are on the walls. We don't like to be on the wall. We don't like to pay the extra money, and
In some cases, it's significant.
it's significant.
It's like double
And
the
that,
price.
that really cuts into the point of going to a show. If you're going to go and sell, you don't want most of your profit to go toward the table, and if you're going to go and sell a little and buy, and that's what we do, we just don't want to pay the extra money on the wall. At some shows we have a wall, and that's great. We do in Columbus, we do in Detroit, so that's a couple places we do. But anyway, we got in there, and several people were allowed to set up, and that was very unusual. So I don't know what changed Bob Johnson's mind, but it was really nice for Tim Pearson, who's got a huge setup like we do, us, Franklin Christoph was there, Jimmy was setting up. When did Sam and Frank get in? Did we see them?
No, we didn't see them till the next day.
Okay, Susan Worth, I think, had started to set up, so a number of people were setting up in their place, which is really, really nice. So it's nice to kind of just move in and be home for the weekend.
Yeah, it was nice. We decided to go and we grabbed something to eat at the bar, I think it was. That was Thursday night, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and then we ran into Sid Saperstein of Wall Ever Sharp.
Yep.
And the bar there, here we are, we're only a couple minutes in. Bar's got pretty decent burgers. You had a salad of some sort.
I had a chicken Caesar salad. It was really pretty good. They do need a footrest at the bar for those of us who are height challenged. But no, it was nice to eat with Sid, and it was really cute. You know, kudos to guys who have to call and check in. I like that.
What's that? Oh, yeah, okay.
He called Judy to let her know he was there, he was safe, he was at the bar. No, he wasn't at the bar, he was having dinner, so that she didn't worry. But no, it was really good to see him and hang out a little bit. So that was nice.
Who else did we see there? Let's see, I think...
Who haven't we seen this weekend?
Sarge was at the bar there, I think.
I think so.
He was around. Sarge and Jazz were in.
It always just kind of is a blur.
Yeah, so at least that day anyway. So, I guess then after that we went back and started to finish the setup, and we were there till what, about 11 maybe?
Yeah, it was late.
Pretty late.
Yeah.
And then we
went to bed.
and that was that. So I got up early Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it started at 8. We got up there about 8 o'clock. Started setting up. Of course, there's more people this time. Friday's kind of a blur. I don't really remember.
Well, we finished setting up. We didn't have the pens all set up, so we did that. Friday was a pretty busy day.
Right.
Yep. But Friday's usually set up. We did get to shop a little bit. And not everyone is in his or her designated spot. So Sarge was behind us on Friday, which was great. I kept leaning over his shoulder and shopping, but he wasn't there. Saturday and Sunday he was in a different spot.
Yeah, they moved things around a little bit. So Friday was. Usual Friday, kind of slow, nothing too busy.
No, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We met some cool people, and Well, I don't know, it kind of went till what 5 o'clock, and then we had. Is there anything significant about Friday we need to talk about?
I mean, I should have written down the list of names, but it would go on to several pages.
Yeah, yeah.
We saw tons of people. We had a good time. I don't think we bought anything that day.
No, not much. I bought some tools.
Yes, and we're
I
both
got
very excited about that.
yeah. Dale Beebe's had something like 17 new tools at the show this year, including the one that I've been waiting for about a year now, is a reproduction of the original Schaefer vacuum filler wrench. And it's a tiny little thing. I've got it on my desk somewhere here, but new tool for that. He's got another Schaefer vac tool to help thread the piston rod through the back end of the barrel. He has reproduction sack spreaders, and I don't usually use them, but these were really nice. They were true to original form, where they've got the little spiral down the middle, and very thin, so they fit into a sack easily. Oftentimes you see the sack spreaders they're so large that you can barely fit the two pieces into the sack in the first place. So these are really nice. I'm looking over here, I see the bag. I did buy a bunch of parts from Rich Lot, but I think that was about it for Friday. And these guys were setting up, so I decided it was the only time I'm going to be able to do that. So Rich had a bunch of cool stuff there, but
Rich always has fun stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we did that. That's about the only thing I think we bought. We didn't really buy a whole lot.
Not until Saturday and Sunday.
Not until Saturday and Sunday. Friday evening, of course, was our planned date night, which was great. Hanging out with Lou and Carol.
We had such a good time. The backyard is to die for, and the food was scrumptious.
Yeah, really relaxing, hanging out on the porch.
I felt bad because we were so tired, and I felt like, looking back on it, like, did I talk much? Did I interact enough? And I mean, I know that they're dear friends, and part of why we did it on Friday was because it would be okay if we were tired.
Yeah.
But
it would have been murder on Saturday, because we couldn't even sleep past 8 o'clock on Saturday. But
I wish that we'd had more energy. I just felt bad that we were not 100%, but we had a good time.
No, had a great time. Barbecued ribs
Carol
off the
is an
grill.
amazing cook. Oh my! Well, no, Hugh cooked the barbecue.
Barbecue and corn on the cob on the grill.
Yep.
Carol made
peach pie was to die.
Peach pie was really good. What else? Potato salad. I mean, all sorts of stuff. So it was really good. Fun conversation. Got to see some really cool things that I don't think we can talk about. Took a ride in the Vetmobile, but really good time. Got home like super late. I think it was like
I felt bad. I didn't realize it was that late.
I think it was like 1:30 by the time we got back to the hotel and into bed. I must be getting old, because I don't remember the last time I've been willingly up at 1:30. But
besides driving.
Besides the driving, right now. So Saturday's the big day. Got up early. Actually, I think we only got about 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Well, we saw Steph on Friday too, right?
We did, yeah. Okay, so yeah, Steph showed up, of course.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot that.
Wow, then Saturday morning, all three of us were there, ready to go, and I love Steph. She's such a trip.
Yeah, and Steph brought cookies and brownies, and
Steph fed us. We had a lot of people feed us. Delee brought us some yummies, and we got banana bread. And
where is that stuff? Is that stuff in the fridge? I'm totally having some tonight when we get done here.
It's yummy. Yeah. It was great. Saturday was busy. We got to see some awesome people and chit chat. I mean, when you're working the table, you don't get to talk to each other like you would sitting down over dinner, but I don't see that you can't converse with people over the table. It was busy, it was fun, but certainly hugs and screaming ensued, and that's always a good time.
Yeah, Saturday was, as Tim says in the chat, it was nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be one of the busiest days I've ever seen. Any
Yep.
show. It was just crazy, crazy, crazy busy.
Yeah, I always feel bad that sometimes I feel like we need more people at the table because sometimes people have to wait a few minutes.
Yeah,
But
there'd be no room for them.
there wouldn't.
There's no room for. I mean, the three of us is perfect.
Yeah.
You, me, and Steph, we're an awesome team.
We,
And Steph handles like half of it by herself.
I know
She's amazing.
she's just amazing.
Um,
I'm over there trying not to slap people's hands by the ink.
yeah.
Stop touching it.
But no, real busy.
But
Who
we
did
had
we run into on Saturday?
we got to see Mary and Tracy. I should have written them all down. Jonathan was there on Sunday.
Yep, Jonathan came on Sunday. Yep.
Okay, that was great. Just tons of people came by. Lots of people said hi. We had a lot. Ira was there.
Lee was there too.
Lee was there. Yeah, absolutely. We saw.
Bringing food. Every morning there'd be something on the table from Delete.
I know. She's so sweet. We got to see Mary. We got to see Ira. Ira picked up his stuff. Always good to see Ira. He's a sweetie.
Yep.
Marta was there. Jenny was not. Jenny, girl, what's up?
Right.
I know she wasn't going to be there, but
yeah, we knew that.
in spirit, you were totally there, my little sister.
We had a good chance to chat with a couple of our vendors, including Kenny and Ross from Yafa.
They're always so much fun. I totally could picture Kenny. He's not that much older than me, and totally into some of the heavier metal music of my generation.
Metallica and Megadeth, all that good stuff.
You could totally picture him like rocking out. He's just a trip, and the three of them at Yafa, Mary, Burke, and Kenny and Ross, are just such a great team. They're awesome.
Yeah, and we did a little shopping there, so we got a couple of. Actually, that was Friday. Pick up a couple of cool new. Actually, almost all of it was Delta. So some new stuff from Delta that's going to be coming out.
No, we got some Conklin, we got some Monteverdi, we got some Delta.
We got a lot of stuff. But so that stuff that was cool to be able to get some of that stuff because that's the last show that they're going to be at. So that was neat.
I think the word is stocked up.
Yes.
We stocked up. We got to spend some time with the awesome people at Kenro.
Oh yeah, just getting to that. Joel and Brian
Holzer and Joel Blumberg, president. It was awesome. And then Liz was there, and Jelly was there, so that was beautiful. They're just so much fun, and I love Joel. He's just so awesome, and we understand each other. We kind of speak the same language in some ways. And he just reminds me of my parents a lot since they're on Long Island. My parents are from Long Island, so every time I hear him talk, it brings back memories of like my grandparents with the accent. Love it. And he's always got a deal for us. You got a gorgeous pen.
Yeah, so we're there, and now Dick's been retired, sort of retired now for the 3 months.
6 months, maybe.
Is it 6 months already? Yeah, I guess it was L.A., right? Where they had a thing for
Yep.
So Dick used to be our rep, and he retired. But they have this little thing there. Dick and is it still Dick and Jared's sample sale?
I think so. Yeah.
And Jared's hasn't been to a show in I don't know how long. But so they have all their samples that they put out at all the shows, and then they eventually kind of rotate them out. So of course Lisa's there like I want that one, I want that one, that. And then 35 pens later, there we go. But then sitting there on the table is this pen. I think this is the exact same pen I've been looking at for a year and a half probably. Is that about right?
I think so.
About a year and a half, and here it is. It is a sorry, Wayne. I guess do we call it aubergine? Is that what it is?
It's gorgeous. That's what
gorgeous aubergine with rose gold trim, Omas Paragon, the large size, and this has so it's got rose gold 18 karat nib. Let's see if I can focus in on that.
It's
And
gorgeous.
the section is sterling silver, rose gold plated sterling silver. So it's got the hallmarks on the back of the section. Um, Piston filler, of course, very large pen. Super, super, super pretty. And I just happen to have the aubergine with the, I guess, the ruthenium trim, the dark trim with the dark nib and the dark section. So Joel made me a price I couldn't refuse, so Lisa says...
Well, you were drooling on it, and I said, just buy it. So
she said, just buy
beautiful.
it. And Joel said, he says, well, what does it go for? And he gave me a price, and I bought it. So then the funny thing is I take it back to the table, and I was showing it to somebody. I don't remember who it was. And they looked at it, and they says, oh, that's cool on the back. It's got some writing on the back of the cap. It's got somebody's name on it. Proto. Yeah.
That's not a name, babe.
It's not a name. This is actually a prototype Omas Paragon.
That's pretty cool.
Fully functioning. Believe it or not, this one actually has an extra fine nib, but writes more like a fine, so I'm good with that. But a prototype Omas Paragon. It rings all the right bells and whistles.
It's cool.
That was my pen purchase for the day. Actually, pretty much for the weekend.
It was. We picked up some closed out intensities, including one I'm going to replace. I had one in the cornflower, and customers kept buying it literally out from under me. Like, I want that pen. I think it happened
twice.
Yes.
Once at a show and then once at a store. And that guy at the store was not leaving until he bought that pen.
or left with it one way or another. Yeah. So I managed to score one more, and this time I am not selling it. I'm not going to let someone have it. I am keeping it.
Yeah, so actually there was some stuff there I had never seen before. Now,
there were some cool things.
Some of them were ballpoints and rollerballs, but I had not ever seen them in those particular colors before, so it was kind of cool.
Yeah. So that was fun. Brian, we were across from Bob Nuren, who used to work for Lammy, and Bob had a bunch of interesting Filofax and lots of London things, and there was this briefcase that was just talking to me all weekend. I know, I was obnoxious about it.
You and like 75 other people.
It was beautiful. It was this gorgeous teal color.
I thought Steph was going to buy it.
Steph was no help. I asked her to help me, talk me out of it, and she just shook her head and she says, "Oh, I'm the wrong person for that."
The wrong person for that job.
Yeah. So at the end of the show, Bob and his wife are packing everything up. The briefcase was still there. Now I don't carry briefcases. I have a purse and a tote. I do now, and so I just kept looking. I must have gone over and touched it and played with it like 3 or 4 times.
You were there like over half an hour, and finally I
wasn't there for half an hour, but I kept looking at it. I went over, and the very last time they were getting ready to pack up, and they'd packed up a couple, and they had a black one and the teal one, and they started to pack up the teal one. I said, just pack the other one first. I just wanted to look at it. And Brian just went over and just handed him money.
It doesn't hear. She's going to take it.
Yeah.
What's the price?
Yeah. So it's beautiful. So now I can retire my tote and use that just for shows. Yeah. But it's cool. It's beautiful. So, it's really, really nice.
I'm thinking, without making a lot of noise, I can't get it out, but I did actually buy one other pen.
What'd you buy?
Sort of a pen I got from Jonathan Belli. Walked over, I think it was Jonathan, walked over and handed me an Aiken Lambert lever filler with the original price band.
Yeah, that was cool.
But it doesn't have a cap. So it does have a nib, though. It has a nib. Chased hard rubber. 14 karat flexible nib, of course, but with the original band. So now I have this sort of ridiculous collection of Aiken Lamberts with price bands, and none of them have caps. So.
How about nibs?
I think 2 of the 4 have nibs.
Okay.
So. I know two of the four have nibs, maybe three even. So
Okay.
so I got that. That was real cheap. That was it was like whatever. So
Yep.
it sort of doesn't even count. But yeah, Saturday was busy. What else happened on Saturday at the
Well,
show?
Saturday we did. Thursday when we got in, we forgot completely to mention Louise's get
Oh,
together. This was
yes.
amazing. Well, it wasn't private, but a very special um, get together with cheese and wine that Louise Leet brought over from. Where did he bring it from?
Portugal.
Portugal.
Right. And
Oh,
he snuck this. I don't know. Well, snuck is maybe not the right word, but I mean he brought this all through customs, and there had to have been what 20 bottles of wine and port, and I mean I am not
there must
exaggerating.
have been easily 15 different rounds of cheese. I mean, I'm not talking a little block like you get
They
at
were
the grocery
huge. They
store.
were huge.
I'm talking big rounds of cheese. Some were soft cheeses, like almost, they were dripping. It was amazing. Some were hard cheeses.
And
They,
bread,
yes, all different
loads
kinds
of
of bread.
bread.
Like,
I mean, I
yeah,
don't know where he had room for anything. I mean, maybe he was expecting to buy pens, so he figured he might as well put something in the
I don't
suitcase. I
know,
don't know.
but
Yeah, it
it
was
was
wonderful. The port was
amazing.
great. The wine was great. I was a little. That was that was something else.
It was
Actually,
it
that's
was
right. We did that, and then
fascinating.
we went to go eat,
Yeah.
and then we went to go finish setting up.
We started setting up. We'd promised he'd asked us both a couple different times if we would please come, and he's such a sweetheart. We
Yep.
would, you know, not miss that. So we went. We had a great time, um, and that was great. Then we grabbed something else to eat, and then we finished setting up. Saturday, we went to Kenro had a little get together, so we went to go see Kenro, and again, we ended up chatting with Joel, with Brian Hulzer. I drooled over, sit down, a couple Omas pens.
I know it's crazy. I just about fell over. She's like, "Oh, what is this?" Because
This
there's
is
pens all over the
pretty.
place, and it's in a small room. I mean, it's
That's
essentially
sweet.
it's a hotel room, and there was some
And
wine and some beer and soda and stuff.
I got to tell you that the one bed was just calling out to me because I was tired.
Well, that and the fact that there was an Omas laying right in the middle of an Aurora laying right in the middle of the bed.
I
Uh,
just thought I could curl up. I'd be good.
but no, there was about 24, maybe was it 24 Omas sitting in this tray, and Lisa looks at these two and she's, "Oh my God, those are amazing." I'm like, "Well, yeah, hello, don't you receive the same emails I do when this stuff comes out?" She's like, "Oh, I
I
really
know they're
like that. We should get
pretty.
those." I'm like, "Okay." So, um,
No, that was good.
kind of a braided finish and a
Yeah, it was
little
good.
etched section design and faceted and everything you want in an Omas pen.
And it's blue.
So, and it's
Yep.
blue, so whatever. We didn't stay there very long. It was getting very hot. The room was quite packed.
Yes.
Um,
We had planned to go downstairs and have a little girl time show and tell. Quite honestly, I couldn't see straight. I couldn't stay on my feet any longer between, the drive Thursday, not sleeping much Friday, and then a super, super busy day all day Saturday. Um, I just wasn't going to make it, so we,
yeah.
we just we couldn't go.
We
Um,
had dinner at the restaurant and exceptionally poor service,
yeah.
which
Now
really
at the bar, the same couple bartenders have been at the bar for years, as long as we've been going there. And at the bar, we've always gotten amazing service. I don't remember the server's name, the bartender's name. Lovely, lovely lady. And we kind of hug over the counter. It's just always great to see her, and she's always amazing. But the rest of the wait staff in the actual restaurant, not so much.
yeah, not so much. They had some music there. It was super loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sitting right next to Lisa, I could barely talk.
Oh,
It was good music, but it was just way too loud, I thought. Um, and then we got up and we just this
yep. Just couldn't
I
do it.
can't even stay awake. So we went to bed and slept. Um,
And then Sunday was Sunday. We had a good time. Got to see more people. We spent Sunday. even at the busy shows like DC, not so much LA because LA Sunday is the big day, but we did manage to get in some shopping time Sunday morning, and that was great. Oh, the other fun thing, I thought it was fun, was Saturday morning. There was a big group picture.
Oh, I was just going to say, we're kind of jumping back and forth as we remember things,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
big group. This is the first time it's ever been done, I think.
I think so. Jonathan Veely, the new editor of the Pen Collectors of America magazine, The Pennant, had this great idea to do a group shot. And so right before everything opened, now it did take a couple minutes to get everybody assembled, and Janet, who was the photographer, was trying to get everybody in the shot, and nobody likes to stand around for a group picture. So
No,
some people were
especially when you're trying to
grumbling.
set up on Saturday, yeah. So.
Yeah. But the concept was awesome, and it looks great. And so we're working on a little special addition to the pennant with that involves this picture. So we're working on it. Yeah, it'll be cool. But it was fun to just to have everybody stop for a minute and just all kind of get together, almost like at a wedding or like some class reunion or something. So it was kind of fun. People were doing goofy things. Some people were standing up. Some people were kneeling. It was great. It was fun.
There's one other thing that happened on Saturday, and you actually have a picture of it.
I do.
Can you access that and email that to me, and then I can share it on the.
What do I have a picture of?
That Scott took a picture of me and somebody.
Oh, yes.
You may email that to me while I tell the story if you can.
All right. I'll see if I can get to it.
What's that?
I'll see if I can get to it.
Okay. So Saturday morning, the show was really, really blessed to have a certain visitor from Japan. Mr. Nagahara is actually the Nagahara Jr., so to speak, Mr.
Yes.
Nagahara's son, Mr. Nagahara, from Sailor. And it was very, very cool. Anybody who had a Sailor pen that wanted anything done to it, anything from smoothing to grinding, modifications, anything like that, it's all free for Sailor pen owners. Nice table set up. Mr. Inoue and Mr. Nagahara, and then Mr. Takamura from Itoya was there, and you just walk up, you sign up for a time, and you get a free
free nib tweakage. And we signed up. We had bought. Some of you may recall that in Chicago, I bought a Sailor pen. Didn't even know what it was. And we carry it. I'd never seen it, and it was kind of cool to have Mr. Nagahara, just look at it and go, "Oh, it's a Naganata togi."
Yeah, it's a Naganata togi with a music nib.
Very cool.
So it's the it's this one right here. It's ribbed, and it has the older style flat top.
Well, and we should make sure to say that the only reason that it needed to be tweaked was because we bought it used.
Yeah, it was used.
Someone had misused it, but it was. I think it was really special to be able to, whether you were buying a pen new, which doesn't need to be tweaked, or if you simply had one in your case, he would work on your pen for free, and to have one of the Nagaharas work on your pen is like there are no words.
Yeah, it was extremely exciting.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so here's the picture here. I'm going to put the focus on
cool.
it. That's me and Mr. Nagahara. He's got his little eye loop there up, and he's got his little setup there. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we said absolutely nothing. I showed him what the problem was, and he looked at it. That was that. So it was very cool to see him.
Well, it was also really special for us. I mean, we see Ross and Kenny from Yafa. And they're our distributor for Delta and Monteverdi and Stipula and a number of other brands. And we see Kenro, who we get our Schaefer and our Aurora and our Omai from.
Oh my.
Oh my. More than one Oma says, oh my. um, but we hadn't met our sailor rep, and we hadn't met the president of Atoya before, and so to be able to do that was amazing. Scott and I must have hugged 20 times. It was great.
Yeah.
I was just so excited to see him, and he's exactly like he sounds on the phone, but better in person. And to be able to spend some time with not only the sales rep but the president of the company is just amazing, and it was such a great opportunity. It was just really wonderful.
And Scott is just so full of vim and vigor, and he's excited about the brand, and
oh yeah,
he had some cool things to talk about. And I'm standing there in line, and Steph reminds me I had to wait like 5 hours to get the appointment. I signed up about 9:30, and the first spot was at 1:45, and then I didn't get in right away, so I set my phone for the alarm, and or maybe it was early. Maybe I did it at 8 o'clock or something. I mean, it was really early that I signed up, and I couldn't get in until 1:45 because everybody's running over there getting their slot. And so I'm standing there, and I'm talking with Mr. Takamura, and I noticed in the display they have 2 displays of pens, and I'm like, there's 3 pretty blue pens in this display, and it's the new Sailor Pro Gear Sky. That's not even in the U.S. These are the only 3 pens in the U.S. We've had them on order for forever, knowing that they're not coming until September. And they're just so beautiful. And they had some Mach-E, and they had some other really interesting pens on display. But yeah, it was really cool. And then of course, while I'm waiting, and just before I get to sit down, Gary Lara comes over and introduces me to someone who's quite special to both of us.
Yes.
Brenton Miller, the Esterbrook kid. And now Brenton's been, for you old timers, you know who he is. He's been out of the game. He's been out of pens for quite a while. But he was collecting when he was how young? Like.
Oh, he was like 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
He was very young. His dad was collecting with him. That was their thing together.
And he met Gene Esterbrook, and I think he went over to Gene Esterbrook's house, and they showed pens, and they went through family history and all that stuff. But Brenton was there, and I had never met him before. You had met him a number of years ago.
I had. He was like 18 or 19 or no more than 20 for sure.
Yeah. So and there he was in the flesh. So I got to chat. He's still super young.
He is.
He's
getting married.
He's getting married this week, so it was cool to see him and talk. But then my slot opened up with Mr. Nagahara, so I had to end that and start something else. So
it was like, nice to see you, but
nice to see you, but I got this killer sailor that I need to take care of here. So. But yeah, the nibs are writing great now. It's got this nice, big, juicy, medium nib, and here was the worst part. So I've been sitting waiting for this nib to get fixed, and I've got Yamadori in it. So I really wanted to.
That's some beautiful shading.
Yeah, so it writes really well now, and I'm very pleased to have it done. So.
Well, the other thing is that Mr. Nagahara was originally scheduled for only Saturday. And they managed to rearrange his schedule so that he could be there for both days, Saturday and Sunday. And he's not in the U.S. all that often. He was in L.A., I believe, and here in D.C. But for them to be able to rearrange his schedule was really awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was really nice because there were a lot of people. I mean, there were people that were just all day long, and they told me an interesting story when I went over there. They said they gave him a lunch break, and he didn't know what to do with himself because apparently in Japan they work him from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and that's you don't get a break, you don't get a smoke break, you don't get a lunch break, nothing. And he was overwhelmed with how cool that was to actually get a break. So yeah, I mean, so he was there Sunday too, and that was awesome. And then there were a lot of people who were coming over, and they were looking at sailors and said, "Listen, if you're thinking about it, go over and sign up now." I mean, we have people going and signing up
And
before
then
they even
coming.
owned a sailor, and then they come back and
Well, the slot was filling up pretty quickly.
yeah. I mean, and then they would come over and they'd pick out a sailor that they liked, and then they would go and they would have them do medium italic or whatever. I mean, so.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. It's free, right? So and he's the master.
Well, I'm going to say something, and I don't mean to be sacrilegious, but it's in the pen community. It's almost like having the Pope bless your pen kind of thing. To have Nagahara work on it, even if it doesn't need anything, but to have it ground a tiny little bit or tweaked a tiny little bit is just truly kind of a one of a kind, once in a lifetime kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't be guaranteed he's going to be there next year. So I mean,
no, we can hope.
So
But
anyway, cool.
yeah,
I know we talked about that for a little bit, but I'm just excited.
It was very cool.
Bless
Yeah.
my pen. So
Yeah.
that was Saturday. Anything else cool happened on Saturday that we're forgetting? I mean, it was just so busy. It just
I don't think so.
no. We'll probably think about it.
We will.
Sunday. So Sunday was kind of nice. I think we slept in like at least 10 extra minutes.
Sunday morning was very nice.
And we like Sunday because Sunday is a little bit, we had a good weekend, and Sunday is a little more relaxed, and you get to chat with people again like you do on Fridays and Thursdays. And at one point, I'll tell this story. At one point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom, and I literally there's like the main ballroom, and then think of it like an L. If you've never been there, there's a main ballroom, and then there's an offshoot, and then there's a main set of doors. So I'm going out the doors, and the guy's like basically like, psst, you gotta come over. Hey, Brian, I gotta show you something.
I got something for you.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
And and I had been told about this, but I completely forgot about it, and I had no idea what he was talking about when he told me about it. And he shows me this framed.
This
I don't even know what you call it.
It was an award.
It's an award. It was. I got a picture. I'm gonna share here in a second. But it's an award that was given to the Esterbrook Steel Pen Company. It's the Grand Prize Award for the Louisiana Purchase Exposition of 1904. This thing is 110 years old, and it's complete with the wax stamp. It has a red, white, and blue 3-tiered ribbon. It's got I assume it's the gentleman who's in charge of the exposition on a button, and it's framed in the mat, says Grand Prize, and the whole thing, and it's completely outstanding. It's a super cool piece of history, and I wasn't going to buy anything, but I saw this, I had to have it. And first I was supposed to take a picture, because the idea was I'm going to take a picture for the book that we're writing. And I said, well, is it for sale? And he says, well, yeah, $1,000. I said, absolutely not. And we got down to a more reasonable price range, and here it is. I'll show it to you, and it's reasonably big. It's what, about
It's big.
2.5 feet maybe.
It's probably like 18 by 36.
Yeah, so there's me standing with the award, and you can kind of see the ribbons. But then I'll show. Let's see if I can flip this one up here. Here's a little more bigger close-up of it, and it says Grand Prize awarded to Esterbrook Steel Pen Manufacturing Company, Camden, New Jersey, USA, for steel pens, Department of Manufacturers. And at the top it says, to all to whom these proceeds shall come, or something like that. Greeting this declaration, official award ribbon. and then it's signed, and it's just really a cool piece of ephemera, and it's we don't know what we're gonna do with it yet, but
We'll hang it in the store.
probably put it in the store somewhere, and
It's very cool.
it's very cool.
But yeah, so Brian comes back. And I just looked at him. I'm like, I thought you went to the bathroom. He's like, I did.
Like,
There's
no, I
somebody
didn't
in the
really.
bathroom selling this. Yeah, it's very cool. It's a very unusual piece of ephemera. It's very different from the usual ads or framed pictures or whatever that you stumble across.
Yeah, because there's literally only one of these. This is it.
Yeah, so that was very cool. But yeah, he leaves for 2 seconds, and next thing you know, he's buying pens out of the back of some guy's car, or he's buying weird things on the way to or from the men's room. You find stuff, man.
What can I say? What can I say? So yeah, and then we did end up buying a large group of pastels later on in the afternoon.
We did.
Masterbook pastels, which I've got a baggie of them here on my desk somewhere. I don't know where they went, but some nice pastels. What else? What else happened? You ended up buying more samples, more pens from Kenro.
You make it sound like a bad thing.
Well, no, I just I don't know. Let's see. We got a chance to.
Joel is a great salesman.
He is. Yeah, he's a killer salesman. Love him to death. I got a chance to talk with Visconti, so I got to actually meet the people I talk with and email with all the time, and some really nice stuff that they're coming out with. Very pretty
Beautiful
pens.
stuff.
Tracy's gonna kill me, but yeah, some cool new Davinas, new Van Goghs, and let's see, there's a new
Tracy's
Michelangelo.
not gonna kill you. She's gonna be excited.
Well, and then the Venus, which is a very pretty pen. So there's some interesting stuff coming out of Visconti.
It's a beautiful chance to see some of these pens, since Visconti doesn't do any of the other shows. So to be able to see, absolutely, to see David and the rest of the group is always wonderful. But to be able to see some of these pens that we've seen pictures of, a couple of them, I thought they were okay, but to see them in person, they were much more impressive in person.
Yeah, I totally want one of those blue Davinas. They're just amazing.
Those are pretty. The Venus is talking to me.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's Venus is like a white and it's a cream with like very light pink.
Very light pink veining.
And rose gold trim. It's very attractive. You wouldn't see it in my pocket, but
No,
very nice. Might see
it's also nice to be able to see other vendors, to meet people. We did a lot of talking. So it was good to to be quiet in the car on the way home.
Right. Who else was there that maybe we talked to that we should mention? I mean, I never even got a chance to visit the whole floor. I mean, that's how busy it was. And even Sunday was quite busy, busier than it was last year.
I always have a good time talking to Ed Fingerman of Fountain Pen Hospital.
Okay, yeah, Ed was there.
Ed was there with Steve and Terry and a couple other people.
Bert Olzer. And Adam. Adam was cool to talk to. We chatted with Adam on Saturday night.
Yeah.
He's so excited.
He's so sweet.
He is. He's a great guy.
Jimmy Dolive of Total Office was there. His daughter Suzanne flew up to help him. That was cool. It's really great to see Mary Burke, formerly of Conway Stewart. Now she works for Jaffa, and she's just such a good. I almost want to say wingman to the guys, in a good way. She's just really a good fit for there, and it's so nice. When we were getting ready to leave and we were saying our goodbyes, Mary and I were trying to figure out how long we've known each other, and we figured out it was probably what did we decide, 98 or 99 that we've known each other, so that makes it 16 years.
Mm-hmm. You must have met her right away then, because that's when you started talking. Was it 97, 98?
But it was great to see her happy in a new place. That was cool. Who else was in the small room? Brian Gray and his wife
Brian Gray from
Andrea
Madison, yep.
from Madison. Yep. Andrea's always just it's always so great to see them. And originally Brian wasn't sure who all in their family was going to Detroit, but Andrea told me she's going to be there, so we're confirmed for our annual California Pizza Kitchen dinner.
Cool.
Yeah, that's always a good time.
Who else? Joel Hamilton, Cheryl Tyree.
Oh, love them.
Presnell Wood walks over during the show on Friday and says, "Brian, I've got an Ink and Lambert for you. Would you like to see it?" And he holds up this ridiculous. Now the good thing is I actually have the pen, but this ridiculous gold-filled, hand-engraved chased overlay eyedropper. And I'm like, "Oh wow, that's nice. How much?" And then he tells me, and I'm like, "Well, no, I don't think so. Not for that price." But yeah, it's just beautiful pen. The president always does it. Every show, he comes up to me with some new Ink and Lambert he found in the wild. Love him. Yeah, Rich Lott we already talked about.
Martin and Sam were there. Sam and Frank Fiorella, always awesome to see them. Deb Basil was there, and she did the Pens for Kids presentations, and she did her one of her calligraphy classes. I heard a lot of people had a good time there. She's always so sweet and so wonderful. Roger Cromwell was not there. One of his daughters was having a baby.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so Roger's a grandfather. John Modishaw was not there.
Yeah, it was weird not to see John there.
Yeah.
Really, really weird, because I actually I was looking forward to going up and talking with him, and nope, not there.
Yep. But no, just the the usual crowd. It was great to have lots of visitors and
Tim Gerber, Mike Matsuyama.
Yep, lots of nib people. Tim was busy. I went to see him a couple times, and he always had his head down.
Brian Krusak was there.
Yeah, Brandon, his friend Brandon, who's been going to shows with him, had a chocolate sculpture that was really cool on Saturday.
I never saw it. I could never find them.
It was cool.
I don't know where they were.
They were over by Deb Kinney on the front row there.
Oh, were they really? Oh.
Yes.
See, this is how big this show is. Because you can walk. I walked past that probably 50 times, on the way to Kenro. And I never saw them. Never ever saw them.
No, they were having a good time.
So
lots and lots of people, and it was a good show. We did fine, and it was nice to get home.
Yep. So we left. I don't even know what time it was when we left. 8:30, 9 o'clock, 8:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, something like that. It took a while to pack up. We always have kind of a contest between some of us at the end. Tim Pearson, us, Jimmy Dolive, sometimes Terry Mayhorter, Susan Worth, but Susan has help, so sometimes, usually she's done.
She's never in a rush to get out, so.
She's never. No, she isn't.
We usually beat her.
But Tim and Brian and I and Terry Mayhorter all kind of have a running joke about who's going to get done first. We have a race.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's DC. Next for us is Dallas.
Let's quick do a couple new things coming in at the store that we picked up. Of course, we had the Franklin Christoph 03 Intrinsic in blue that we talked about.
That is one gorgeous pen.
Last week, so I think we practically wore the pen out showing it. But we also had the addition of a second special pen, which I believe you have on your desk.
The pen?
The pen, yes.
I do. In fact, one of the funny things was we went to pick this up from Jaffa, and they lost the box.
They lost the box, yeah. So
they had a box for us with our limited edition pens, and they lost the box.
Yeah, they did find it eventually, very, very late. But the new Anderson Pens limited edition Delta Unica in vintage red. And
It's gorgeous.
really stunning pen.
It's got amazing depth. It turned out, now we saw the material, we knew that it was going to be pretty, but it is much more detailed, and the depth is so much better than in the pictures that we saw. It posts, which I love.
And it's got a matching acrylic section.
Which is a very cool feature.
Steel nib, fine, medium, broad, limited to 50 pieces.
Yeah,
clip.
We got really lucky. It's a beautiful pen. It is gorgeous. We had them send us just a couple to the show, and the rest of them went to the store, and we almost sold out at the show. That was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful, beautiful pen. It's the Unica size. It's big enough to fit in the hand, but it's not too big. I love it.
Yeah. So there's that, and that is available. We also got at the show something that you have.
I do. I'm just
lucky. That might be in blue.
It might be. We knew that this was coming. We did not expect to receive it at the show. I didn't realize that this was ready. So without further ado, the new Anderson Blue, according to Franklin, pen case. It's a zippered pen case.
Sorry.
So it's in the bright blue, just like the trim and the pen from Franklin Christoph. It's absolutely very, very cool. It's a silk cotton blend on the outside, and then the inside, Scott's actually redone. There's more padding here, and then he added a second row of loops so that the barrel of your pen doesn't flop around.
Yeah, it's a very cool texture to it.
Yeah, it's really.
I put it on the website. I put some really really cruddy iPhone pictures that I took at the show, because we got back yesterday and came home and unpacked and came home and slept. Then I had to go to work this morning, so I hadn't had a chance to do it. But a very, very cool, neat case.
Yep.
And not expensive. I don't think so.
No, $28.
It's a nice case. So we're pleased to have that. A very, very pretty blue color, and it goes well with the Christoph, actually. So
it does. It goes well with all of those. Scott did make a point to tell me that the elastic is very tight on purpose because it will stretch just a little bit. And for him, he hates it when pens flop around within the elastic, so he wants it to be a little tighter.
Right.
And it does hold 3 decent-sized pens very comfortably.
So there was that. Let's see, what else? Moving right along. This week, of course, the announcement, actually it was last week, of the much anticipated.
You've got this one, right?
I'm getting it out here. The much anticipated TWSBI Mini White with Rules Gold trim.
It's pretty.
A very, very pretty pen. So it's got the white piston knob, the white cap. Very, very, very pretty pen. In fact, I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. So we just got them today. Well, we got them when we were gone. So rose gold trim. I like the white with the rose gold. It's a very nice looking pen.
It's a good look.
So we have that, and last but not least, let's see, what else did we get? This pen here, I just wanted to show this off because this pen is just completely. This defines over the top beautiful. This right here is the new Wall Eversharp Skyscraper. This is the 100th anniversary edition. This is the creme de la creme. Whatever other things I can say about it, it's outrageous rose gold overlay that has the skyscraper, the Empire State Building, essentially engraved onto the barrel. sapphire blue derby section, 18 karat nib. I mean, it's translucent derby. You can see through it. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. Cartridge converter, and it comes with, or it will come with, this really beautiful piece of crystal that's shaped like the Empire State Building. You pull it off, and then there's a machined piece of aluminum in the bottom, and then the pen stands up inside like it looks like a test tube almost that goes over the top. Really, really gorgeous, gorgeous piece. But we just got one of those in, and it's just really a stunning pen. Again, it's I don't know what more to say about it. They're really.
It's unreal.
It is.
It's heavy. I picked it up, and it's like, I mean, I know it's an overlay, but it's heavy. It's
an exceptional piece of work. Really, very, very pretty. In fact, we were lucky to get one, and the rest of them were all sold out at the show. So.
Oh, in fact, it comes with this. I didn't see it, but this amazing crystal case. But apparently, the hotel broke the display.
The hotel moved his table. Apparently, I think it was Saturday night.
They're not supposed to touch that.
What's that?
I thought they're not supposed to touch any of that.
I didn't think so, but they moved the table and they broke the crystal case. I mean, and this thing it's big. It's a big crystal display, and they broke it. Yeah. So I guess to answer the question in the chat, yeah, the top derby is blue. It's sapphire blue. It's transparent. Really hard to show in the video. Sorry, Wayne. You can see right through it. It's really a nice effect. So anyway, in fact, we didn't have this a day, and we actually this one is gone. So more are expected end of September. So.
Yep. Awesome.
Do we have any shout-outs? We can get those.
You know, I'm gonna have to go with not right now. I have a list, and I just
everybody who was at the show, everybody who wasn't at the show, everybody who came to the store.
It was awesome. I mean, there were so many, and I'm gonna miss some. You know, we got to see Jonathan, we got to see Mary, we got to see Tracy. Obviously, we got to spend some time with Steph.
Delee
I have a list. We you know, all the vendors. We got to see people we haven't seen, you know, except once a year. We got to see Ulysses and Erica, who I love to see.
Oh yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
Great. So you know, all these people who, you know, they are family. They're our tribe. We're all part of the same crazy pen collecting tribe.
Pen collecting tribe.
Buzzwords.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll work on shout-outs, but I didn't go through the list. We came in today and just worked on unpacking all day and working on shipments. So.
Yeah. So and lots of new stuff coming out. So we're going to be busy for weeks.
Oh, and don't forget Al.
Don't forget Al.
His name is Al.
His name is Al?
There was a joke between Brian and a customer.
Oh my! Oh jeez! Oh yeah. Yeah. So okay. So I gotta tell the story. This is funny. So, when was this? Was this on Sunday?
Yeah.
It was on Sunday. Okay. So I'm mentally I am done.
Friday.
And there's this really funny guy. He comes up and he's like, he's looking at the Twisbees and he's looking at the 580, and he's looking at the 580 rose gold and the 580 aluminum. He says, if you have this one here in a medium nib, he says, I'll take it. So I go and I look in the box, I pull it out and I give it to him, and he goes, that one's got my name on it. And I'm like, really? I look at it, I'm like, 580 AL. I mean, there's no other letters on this thing. It says, is your name Al? He goes, no. And then Lisa falls for it, and he's like, no, it's got my name on it. I'm like, but your name's not Al. He says, no. He says, that's the one I want. That was meant for me. It's got my name on it. I'm like, oh,
it's talking
yeah.
to me.
So, yeah, it's talking to me. So yeah.
Yeah.
So our good buddy Al. I don't remember actually I can't remember what his name is, but.
But we just had so many different experiences like that. Steph had some great experiences with people. It was just, we just loved to see our friends at shows, and we had a good time. So, anyway.
There it is.
There it is.
We should wrap this up.
We should.
Yeah, good time. If you haven't been to a pen show, you need to go to a pen show. Schedule it for next year.
Just do it.
Just do it. Make it a destination. Take your spouse. Take your kids.
Your spouse home.
Yeah,
have a good time.
Get to a show. Save up some money every week, and there you go.
There you go.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
I'm
Since
sure.
we started late.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna think of 50 things that we forgot to mention.
We'll talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it next week. So, all right. I guess that's it for this week. Comment, suggestions for topics, use your pens. Write to us. Anderson Pens, 10 East College Avenue, Suite 112A, Appleton, Wisconsin, 54911.
Catch us online. You can send us an email.
Brian at andersonpens.net.
Or Lisa at andersonpens.net.
You can... You messed with my script again.
I know. You can check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and all other social media as Anderson Pens.
The blog is blog.andersonpens.net.
And the web is andersonpens.net.
Join our mailing list for best notes of new products, special sales, cool stuff happening at the store. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. We will see you next week at the normal time. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Night, everybody.